Great job, Karen. And yes, thank you so much for sharing your flow state. I know for me, my flow state is when I'm crafting an aroma and really getting into it's like painting a portrait of someone and like really embodying who they are. And I could just look up and 4 hours have passed. So probably any kind of art making is like that for me. But I just want to use that as a transition to continue to enjoy the Olympics because every athlete is in their flow state, and also to um, just celebrate you because each one of you really are in your flow state when you're doing what you love. And I love that we're all gathered here to celebrate what you love because I have a suspicion that each one of us has crafted a career and a job that really brings out the very best elements of who we are and what we have to offer. And that is worth celebrating. So, without further ado, I want to start our meeting, and I'm pulling up my agenda. Pardon me for a moment as my cursor just got lost. Okay, here we are.
Tiffany, do you want to give any tips while she's getting ready?
Sure, I can do that. Yeah. So, as Sheva said, welcome everyone. My name is Tiffany Huckelman, and I'm kind of the Zoom moderator. So, just a couple quick tips. I know we've all been on Zoom for a while, but as much as you're able, stay on screen just so we can see you, because we're here about connecting, and we can only do that when we're seeing your faces. I think everybody probably knows now how to toggle between gallery and speaker view, depending on what you want to be able to see. If you want to see everyone, if you just want to see the speaker. And we will be having a PowerPoint, so eventually that'll get shared, and so that'll show up on your screen, and then we'll switch back and forth when we have the speakers. And if you have any tech issues, feel free to message me privately in the chat. Certainly at the end, we'll as the meeting concludes, there'll have been a lot shared in the chat, so you're welcome to share that file directly to your computer. There's just a little button at the bottom of your chat window, and you just hit that file button, and it'll save it to your own computer, which is lovely. And then the recordings will go up as we get them processed. So does anybody have any tech questions at this point? Don't forget your reactions down at the bottom. If you've got questions or if you want to speak, you can use your digital hand and we'll make sure to get you in the queue. And other than that, I'm going to turn it back to Sheva.
Why, thank you. I would like to ground us before we start the meeting. And in a way, thinking about what your flow state is really is part of the transition into being grounded. So, what I would like for us to do is just experience it for 1 millisecond to get into that flow state by centering. So, I'm going to have us just take in two really deep breaths, deep abdomen belly breaths. And try to extend your exhale just a little bit longer. Let's get grounded and just feel your bottom settling into the seat. I know some of us were rushing to get ready and just be here and be present and be open for all the amazing things that we will see unfold today. And let's just open up to all the possible light, the sunlight, the radiance of the energy that we all exude, and just have it open, feel open to it coming into you. Just as a stream of light, feel it going down your spine, through your heart, through every energy center and chakra in your body, through your crown, your connection, your intuition, your truth, your compassion, your power, your creativity, and your stability. Feel it going down your feet, down your legs, into the ground, and rooting you into the divine earth energy. And feeling that flow, that you never have to do it alone. Once you open up into the flow, you are truly connected and you can tap into the group energy, the higher energy, because that grounded energy, when we're so fully in the present, that is where all the senses converge, time and space get lost. And the flow state is the secret to making magic happen, to becoming superhuman, to pushing and directing our destiny forward, to becoming the best versions of ourselves and allowing the best version of everything else to unfold around us. And I'm going to call you back to this moment. You may open your eyes and just be present and feel that flow running through you. And feel that we are now going to be hearing from Karen as she shares with us all about.
Not all about. It will take me too long to do all about, but
Okay.
I'm going to do just kind of a quick bring you guys up to date, or for those that haven't been on before. You know, we're all about supporting dreams. And it's really good to see you, Vicki, because I remember you walking in and having dreams, you know, like each and every one that Bridget, you know, your dream to write the book. And what we want to be and what we continue to work on is that we are the safe space to come and share dreams, not to have anyone say to you, well, how in the hell do you think that's going to work? Or why do you think you can make that happen? I don't know about the rest of you, but I've heard those things in my lifetime. I've even heard, I love him to death. Bill Purnett was part of the launch of Gateway to Dreams, but he later told me, he supported me, but he did not see any way in hell I could make this happen. So his thing was, though, that he supported me. He didn't have to have the belief in my dream, but he had the belief in me to support me. And for all of you on here, I hope you have that. If you don't have that or you want more of that, we are the place to come for that kind of support. And what we've also learned in this journey is it's the dreams and it's our community. And our community is broken here. St. Louis is broken in so many sad ways. It's a beautiful city, but it's a broken city. And that's one of the things I feel like before I leave the planet, if I can have even just a tiny bit of making us a little bit less broken, and maybe that comes from as a human being, my own brokenness, I see it. I feel it. I want, and what I love is when I see our community, and when I say our community, I'm really talking about the Gateway Dreams community. You don't have to be a member. You can just be part of the community by, excuse me, I got a tickle in the throat. But a little over a week ago, someone in our community, Karen Jenkins, lost her husband. And Karen and her husband have been financially unstable for a long time. Her husband had kidney disease and heart disease. And while he was just in his 50s, she had to take him to dialysis. She had to juggle a part-time job. And her passion is photography. But it was like when it rained, she said, when it rained, it poured, but it was more like it was flooding. Her car broke down. Her a new used car they bought broke down. He's just having a horrible time, but he passes away a little over a week ago. And she was like, how am I going to bury him? how am I going to get another car? And I posted I've never done one. I did a fund GoFundMe, and we collected over $6,000 to help her. And when I think of that and how we poured into her, in fact, someone Missy knew, came forward with $1,000, and she doesn't know them. But that's what when I think of Gateway, I'm not going to go through our mission, our vision, our values, or all of that. I really just want to say, I want us to love one another. I want us to help one another, and you don't have to believe in someone else's dream to support their dream. You just got to believe in the person. So that's my little bit about, and I do want to do a shout out for Tiffany, although Tiffany is also our speaker today. When we moved from being face to face, we lost the connections that we get, but Tiffany helped us come together on Zoom. And like Tiffany said, seeing our faces here, I actually wonder how I would have survived, or if Gateway could have survived without us coming together. And I would bet to almost a person, a lot of us would love to be in a room together. And I was really hoping that this month or next month we would do that. But because of the way COVID is changing our lives, we will probably be on Zoom longer. So I just want to say a shout out to Tiffany for helping us have this community online. And the PowerPoint's going up, because so and Tiffany has her company Lone Orange. Actually, if you'll go back a couple, the one on Karen Garcia. Karen Garcia was that original board member when I was trying to figure out how in the world do you create a dream community. I didn't know. I had no idea how to do this. And Karen was part of that. She passed away in June of 2019. She was actually part of when we brought the author of Pay It Forward to St. Louis. She was part of that with me. And so we created a random act of kindness. And if we were face to face, we would have those cards there. And you could take them out and give them to people when you did a act of kindness. But, oh, well, we can't do that right now. So anyway, I'm going to turn it back over. Oh, sponsorship, if anyone would like to be a sponsor. And I don't see Dawn Berry on. Dawn, are you on? Dawn is our sponsor with American Family, and I'm going to reach out to her. But it's $100, and we promote you on Facebook. And we may come back to the sponsorship later, Sheva, just so that if we can have Dawn on, I'd rather Dawn be on than just talk about her sponsorship, okay?
Right. Especially because there was something about that's really exciting. Oh, you guys can still see the PowerPoint, right? Okay.
The meeting sponsor, yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to mention one of the great things about Dawn is that she has her oldest daughter currently in the Olympics and experiencing the flow state. So it's just a nice synergistic, because I didn't know that I was going to be speaking about Dawn today. So it just all kind of worked out.
Karen, can Sheva go ahead and read Dawn's bio? That way, if she's not able to join us, they know about her. And Sheva, you want me to share, because I think we're not seeing the video or the PowerPoint.
Oh,
can you see it now? Sorry, was I on the bio?
We need her logo. Is that the next one up after sponsorships, Missy?
I didn't see her logo.
There she is. So
is her logo on the next one?
No.
Okay. Oh, okay.
That her.
Right.
Can you guys see her face?
Yeah. Dawn Berry, American Family. Yeah, that's fine, Missy. I was going to go ahead and come back to it, but let's go ahead and Sheva, go ahead and tell us about Dawn. And I'll throw out too, Dawn and American Family have become one of our corporate sponsors. Actually, our first national corporate sponsor. So we're really excited that American Family who has their own dream center in, I think it's Madison, Wisconsin, that they are supporting Gateway to Dreams.
Oh, so, Missy, I don't want to take that opportunity away from you. Would you like me to read or?
No, it's just not looking like it should, however it is you're sharing it. So
Can
if
you
you want to
see
just
her,
go,
can you see her picture? Is that what's happening when I'm toggling between the two? Is it?
well, no, it's missing.
So Dawn is our sponsor this month, and she is a licensed insurance professional with 12 plus years experience in property and casual insurance industry and 19 years of life insurance sales experience. In addition to being a licensed insurance professional, Dawn has earned a bachelor's of science degree in economics from the University of Missouri in St. Louis. She's the daughter of two, a sister of two, one, and a friend of many, the proud mother of four amazing individuals. Her oldest daughter is currently in the 2021 US Olympics as a hammer thrower. And her youngest daughter is at Mizzou, pursuing a career in health sciences. Her oldest son is an entrepreneur like his mom and has started his own sports training business. And her youngest son is currently a junior in high school and 6'2". And basketball is a superpower. When Dawn is not working, you can find her enjoying a walk at Creve Coeur Lake Park, which is one of her favorite places to take in nature and experience the flow state. Dawn enjoys reading a good book, solving puzzles, and while loves the challenge of a jigsaw puzzle, she prefers Sudoku or a good logic puzzle when she wants to wind down for the evening. Dawn loves attending church and serving in the accounting ministry. Some of Dawn's other hobbies include cooking, writing, and traveling, and she believes life is best enjoyed with the presence of family and great friends like you who are fulfilling a worthwhile purpose of serving others before self.
And I just found out she has some kind of a medical emergency and she is on her way to the doctor and had forgotten about this because of the medical emergency. So
No
we will
worries.
send healing thoughts to whatever is going on.
So, we are now going to be doing a getting to know you demonstration. And this is where we are going to maybe Tiffany can put the script in the chat box. If you bring up the chat box, you'll be able to see that when we go into breakout rooms. And when we're in the breakout room, the person who has the closest birthday to today's date will be the timekeeper. Because we want so much to respect and honor each other and give everyone the equal amount of time, we must keep it under 60 seconds. So I know this can cause some anxiety for some of you that haven't shared who you are and what you're about in 60 seconds. I am by no means an expert, still working on it. And it would go something like this. Let's see if I can do it. I'm curious as much as you are. All right, setting my timer. Here we go. So no, that did not help. It already went off. Do 1 minute. Okay. So let's get the script up. Missy, can you go to the script page?
Oh, yes. Sorry. Having
Oh,
technical
thanks.
difficulties over here.
That's okay. Thank you so much. Okay. So my name is Sheva Pincus, and I own Perfuming Intentions, and I specialize in creating customized aromas that are used as focusing tools to help induce a flow state. So that you become completely present. And this scent is based on your scent memory and links it to what your future smells like so you can get a whiff of what's ahead. I'm looking for partnerships with health professionals, wellness, people in the wellness and holistic industry, because I would love to create community around teaching people how to create scent in and for their clients to use as focusing tools. So in my professional life right now, I'm looking at launching. Did not quite get it done. So I'm looking at launching a.
You need to stop. You need to stop because
I need
we
to
don't
stop
stop
because I'm
it.
respecting all of you. So that's where I end. And I would thank you, Karen. So I would love you to model that same thing, even if you couldn't get it done. And with that, our amazing tech guru, Tiffany, is going to help us break into breakout groups. And if for some reason it doesn't work, just meet us back at the main meeting. Remember, when you want to leave the breakout group, don't leave the meeting, just leave the breakout group. And
Perfect.
Tiffany will put in little blurbs at the top where it shows how many minutes we have left.
Actually, I'm not going to do that because that just gets confusing. So the person who, like you said, the person in the room with the closest birthday to today should be the timekeeper. So everybody gets 60 seconds. It's your job to keep everybody on track, which is hard. And there's a file, there's a PDF file in the chat. So if you want to download that real quick or take a quick screenshot of what Missy is sharing so that you have the questions in front of you, that would be awesome. I'm going to send you into rooms about 3 to 4. So we have a little bit of time. And so in a minute, you'll get a blue button that will send you into the room. And then I will send you a notification when we're about to close the room, and then I will give you 60 seconds. All right, is everybody ready? Here we go. I'm going to wave my magic wand, and you should have your, let's see, I am going to actually make sure that Missy, you're not in a room. Or I'm not going to do that. I don't know. We'll see. Actually, Missy, just make sure you don't accept that. Okay, here we go. Hi, Jana. We just went into breakout rooms. Can I put you in a room real quick?
Hi, Tiffany. Sure.
Okay.
Good morning.
Okay, there you go. Lucy, do you see your button? Oh, you know, okay, there we go.
I might have missed mine. I don't know. It
Uh-oh.
like flashed on and off.
Okay, let's see. No. I'm just going to move you to a different room. Okay, try that one.
Okay.
There we go. Okay.
So we have a dream tank today, and Karen is going to introduce that for us. Karen.
Now, do I see the Karen that is?
Yes,
Okay.
she is here and ready to go.
Okay.
She's in the green room.
She's in. Okay. So for those that do not, there you are. For those that do not know Karen Fox, Karen is the connector, helping people with social media and sales and almost anything that has to do with creating success in the business world. And each month we have a dream tank, and we alternate it with a for-profit and a nonprofit. And this month it's a for-profit. And so what we do is we give time to someone to share how we might be able to help them to further their dreams. So Karen Fox, take it away.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm Karen Fox, well known as Karen the Connector, a digital marketing expert for the last 13 years. The last several years, I've been known as Karen Fox, the business development strategist, speaker, and coach. Now, I may not have those letters behind my name, but I have so many certifications and training behind me, I could have paid for a master's. A few of those are Market Domination Mastery, John Maxwell Speaker and Training, NLP Master Practitioner. But one of my favorite groups of women I love to work with using my extraordinary success system are those at the top of direct sales. Those are the ones that don't get the extra training. My system includes a sales personality, sell to your style, how to build an unstoppable sales team, ways to captivate your audience, how to create a world-changing mindset, spectacular duplication, and stretching for success. I have 27 years of great success at the top 3% of a very large company for sales, marketing, and was well known for building strong teams while having fun. I have helped these women who were doing well still increase their income anywhere from 50 to 800%. When a client goes from earning 30,000 to 250 in 24 months, I think that's something to recognize. You know how a beautician's hair always looks the worst? A mechanic's car runs the worst? Well, this marketing expert has an innate ability to see greater vision for her clients and can do it with them with no problem, but is having struggles communicating all I do for my clients since I am so well known just for digital marketing. And of course, that's still part of my business. So how do I make this shift without losing my credibility and respect I have built over the last 13 years? Do I stop using my business name of Karen the Connector and emphasize the extraordinary success system? What would you do?
Now you can raise your hand, and Tiffany, can you see everyone? And you can use the chat room for ideas. What would you do if you were in Karen's spot? And how can we help her?
Vicky's got her hand up. Go ahead and unmute yourself, Vicky. If you're able to use the digital hand, it's down there in the reactions bar. If you're able to do that, that would be helpful just so you can queue up. And if not, I'll try to watch everybody and we'll get you in there as well. Okay, thanks, Jean. I got you. We'll cut you up next.
It just came to me, so I had to throw it out. Karen the Connector for sales success. And you need to connect with this person, Christy Jones, who has been in sales, and the two of you together could have a good collaboration because you're on the business development, she's on the sales side. I forgot hers, like accelerated sales success is hers or something like that. Christy Jones. I have your email. I'll connect with you.
Awesome. Thank you. Vicky.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Jana asked what the question was again.
Okay, since I'm so well known as Karen the Connector and it's all been digital marketing, and I have moved into all of this other in the last 5 years, do I stay with Karen the Connector because that's kind of pigeonholed me because that's how people think me, or do I go in and change it to the extraordinary success system to be known for?
Jean, go ahead. Unmute yourself. You need to unmute yourself though.
I just want to double the last comment because I think that if she's got a following, she should keep it, and she should keep her name of Karen the Connector and just add on that additional service she offers. I mean, it's a win-win. I mean, she's still connecting, so it's a great title. Karen the Connector is a great title. Just add on the additional service. It's perfect. She doesn't lose anything.
Thank you.
And Jana said in the comments, Karen, you are your brand. And she agreed with Jean. Lucy, I see your hand is up. Go ahead and unmute.
And Bridget is trying to figure out how to raise her hand. So Lucy and then Bridget.
Okay. I was going to say much what Jean was going to say. I mean, you're known for being Karen the Connector, and just adding this other piece onto it would keep you, it would make people understand that you are still Karen the Connector and you're doing this additional type of connecting and communicating with people. And since I have a chance, quick question, what companies have you been working with to, what direct sales companies do you work with?
I've worked with about 10 of them.
Name one or two.
Rodan and Fields, Pearls and Petals,
Good.
Mary Kay, you name it. Mhm.
Bridget, you want to go ahead and ask or make a comment?
Hi, Karen. So I am in
Bridget.
your group on Facebook, and it's so encouraging. And I didn't realize that kind of what this new direction that you're taking. But when I was looking to take a new direction, I met with you, and it was one of the launch pads for me to move in this new direction, just that one-on-one. It was such a safe place to collaborate with you, and I so appreciate you being a part of my launch and growth. And I don't know.
You letting me be.
Yeah, I don't know if we could do it like through like a Facebook, kind of like an setting where, because I would be interested in hearing more, but like what you described, I don't really understand what your objective is. So I would love to participate maybe in a group meeting where I could hear more about you, or even a one-on-one, kind of the warm leads. If you could kind of fill us in and help us understand your direction, we might be more equipped to support you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Oh, and thank you so much, Bridget and Karen. We have so many ideas. We could just keep going, and we do want to save time to hear our educational speaker, Tiffany Huckelman. So is that okay that we can move on?
Yeah, and Karen, check the chat. People were making comments there for you. And I really loved Bridget's idea of maybe doing a mini brainstorm for you as a group, just to help further go deeper.
Thank
And
you.
come to next Wednesday, the very first Wednesday of the month, we have your collaborative board. So that is the place that we can actually brainstorm with you and share with you as well.
Sorry, Steva, I can't. I'm president of the chamber and that's our meeting.
Oh, gotcha. Well, yes, but show us what you do.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
definitely.
Thank you everyone so much.
All right. Thank you, Karen, for joining us.
And I would like to introduce Tiffany Huckelman. She is our educational speaker, as well as helping to run our behind the scenes and in front of the scenes technology for us. And Tiffany is so committed to helping entrepreneurs create an amazing business that impacts their world. She started out in 2010 as a virtual assistant and freelance graphic designer, and Tiffany witnessed businesses undermining their success with poor graphic design. So she soon recognized that small business owners needed help delving deeper into discovering their identity. And her secret love for systems ensures her clients deliver on their brand promises. Driven by this mission, Tiffany built the virtual branding agency, Lone Orange, offering branding and systems development, consulting, and coaching. And I want to thank Tiffany for being here. She is an amazing asset to Gateway to Dreams. She brings so much and she offers so much to entrepreneurs, especially solopreneurs. I want to put in a little plug for your solopreneur group. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yes. Which Karen got to experience, and Jana, that amazing way that she creates safe space and creates collaboration and building a collaborative intention on creating support for solopreneurs. If you want more information, you can go to the Facebook page.
I will actually be talking about it. So it's perfect.
Okay.
Segue. Thank you.
So I will let her tell you all about it. Take it away, Tiffany.
Awesome. Thank you, Sheva. And I'm now going to take off my Zoom moderator hat and put on my speaker hat. And here we go. So there we go. All right. Thank you, Sheva. I appreciate your introduction. So there I was. Well, congratulations, Tiffany. You have created yourself a job, not a business. Now, I was furious at that statement. You see, I had been a year into my business, and I set out to only be in business for myself. I didn't want a team. You see, in my previous job, I had managed 12 people and hated it. And so when I started my own business, I wanted to do it all. I wanted to be the doer. I wanted to help my clients, and I just wanted to get things done. That statement made me furious at first. But after I calmed down for a little while, I realized that they were right, because I had created myself a job, not a business. I realized that a business needed to be scalable. I realized that a business, I needed other people or other ways to serve more people than just me. But I had no idea how to do that. I had never had a business before. I didn't have an experience in business. So I set out on a journey, really the journey is continuing today, to figure out how to grow a business. Now, the first thing I knew is I needed a team, but I didn't want a team, and I didn't know how to build a team. So as I was exploring how to figure this out, I realized that the first thing I needed to do to build a team was to figure out who I was. Because if I was going to attract people to this team, if I was going to bring people to the team, they needed to align with me and my vision. So the very first thing that I had to figure out was who I was as a company, what my brand was. Now, the ironic thing is that I'm a brand coach, but sometimes doing it for ourselves is a little bit trickier than doing it for other people, just like Karen was saying. I needed to figure out who I was as a company. I needed to figure out what my purpose was, what my why was, what my brand story was. I needed to figure out my core values. I needed to figure out things like my company personality. I needed to figure out my messaging, even my visual communication. As a graphic designer, that was super important, because I needed to figure out what I was bringing a team on to do. Like, what was the purpose for them to come and join me? What was my purpose for even being in business? That was the very first thing that I recognized that I needed as a business owner. And in my businesses, I've watched other clients try to grow their businesses. I realized that was the first thing that they needed too. It was the very foundational thing that we all needed to be able to grow our business on. Without that foundation, without that brand clarity, we can't grow as strong or as fast, because if we can't explain who we are, if we don't know who we are, how is anyone else going to know who we are? So brand clarity was the very first thing, the biggest lesson I learned, and the very first thing that I realized most solopreneurs, people who are in business for themselves, were missing. Now, as a designer and a branding coach, I witnessed my clients come to me and we gave them great logos and websites and marketing material, but they had a hard time breathing life into their brand, into that business, because they didn't have the ways or the operational procedures or the team to make that brand come to life. They now had a good brand. They understood who they were. They understood how to communicate that, but now it was time to breathe life into that brand. And the way to do that is with systems. Now, systems sounds really boring, I know, but I kind of geek out on systems, honestly, and here's why. The systems is what helps you deliver on that brand promise. The systems are the way that you do it. Now, as solopreneurs, and especially for me at that point, I was just doing what I did. I didn't know how to tell somebody else how to do it. I didn't know how to document what I was doing. But when I realized what my brand was and started applying that to those systems and recognizing how I was acting out those core values, that brand personality, and then how to start documenting those systems, that was breathing life into my client experience. When I started thinking through the very clear journey that I wanted my clients to go through, I was able to start taking my brand and overlaying that in my client journey so that they were experiencing what I was promising them. So I was breathing life into that brand. Having that clear client path journey allows us to be predictable and powerful. It helps us to implement much more effectively and efficiently. And then I was able to start attracting a team, start building my team, because now I knew what I was doing, what I wanted them to align with, what the type of person I was looking for, because now I was looking for people who aligned with my core values and my brand personality, not just people who could do the work. So I was looking for people who aligned with my brand, and then I had the systems to start training them on. So it was really fascinating to see how I, and now my clients, as I start helping them with the same process, were able to get clear on that brand and then breathe life into it through our systems. Now, just as a quick example, one client, Liz, she came to me. She had actually run several businesses prior, but she was starting a new business and she knew that she wanted to grow it fast. And so she knew she came to me because she wanted a website. But as we started talking, we realized that she needed to get really clear on that brand clarity. So we went through the whole process to get clear on that, on her brand and who she was and how she wanted to show up in the marketplace, how she wanted to message herself, how she wanted to appear. And then we started going through her systems. So she was able to take that new brand and work them into her systems. We started just with her onboarding process and her service delivery processes. The amazing thing is that when she opened her doors, within just a couple of months, she did so well because she was so clear on who she was attracting. And when she brought them in, the process was smooth and she didn't have to stop and think about it. Within a couple of months, she was ready to start hiring new people because she couldn't handle it all anymore. That was an amazing thing to be able to have that brand clarity and then breathe life into it so quickly that it happened, that it grew her business that fast. Now, another client who was already well established in her business, had a team. We did the same thing though. We were able to get clear on her brand clarity, which then she was able to impart to her team. And we worked out some systems because what was happening is that her team was just doing things hodgepodge. And so when we worked out her systems and she was able to give that to her team, they had light bulb moments all over the place because they realized there were things that they weren't doing. There were things they didn't know they should be doing, and there were things that they were not doing correctly. So it was really fascinating to see how her taking her business, creating her brand, getting that brand clarity, and then breathing life into it helped even her team perform that much better for her and her business. Now those are the first two things that I see missing in solopreneurs, in myself and in other solopreneurs that I work with. The brand clarity, the systems, but the third thing is community. Now we have an amazing community here at Gateway to Dreams and CPW. But what I found, especially as a solopreneur, I was working at that time in my basement, in my little vacuum on an island, and didn't have other people to support me or to speak into my business. As I started to find a community, as I started to find people, I realized that having outside voices, outside of this voice, outside of that inner critic voice that tends to be louder in my head than most, having outside voices, getting advice, having a sounding board, having a safe place to share and to try out things and to get feedback and to get support when we fail or when we fall or when we have to do something that we don't want to do. Community is the third thing that I recognize is the most important thing for my business to be able to operate, even as a solopreneur. So brand clarity, systems, and community. And as Sheva already mentioned, I have recently launched a community called the Solo Collaborative Community. It's a virtual community, which is amazing because we have people from all over the world in our group already, which is pretty cool. And now this group is intended to be specifically for solo entrepreneurs, people who are running their business on their own. Now they might have a team, but they don't necessarily have employees. So because it's kind of a different mindset, but it's a place for us to not be in a vacuum. It's a place for us to get support. It's a safe place. And we're actually creating it right now. We had a co-creation event in earlier July where we started thinking about what do we want to create what's going to be this amazing community? How are we going to form the best community for solopreneurs ever? And so we're working on creating that together right now. So I would encourage you and invite you to join if you want. I will put Zoom Master Hat. I will put the link in the chat there. It's called the Solo Collaborative Community. And I would just encourage you, especially because I know a lot of us are solopreneurs and a lot of us are doing our passion businesses. If you haven't taken the time to really think through your brand, to get clear on your own brand and to think through your systems so that you can more effectively, more efficiently grow your business with a team or not. I'm not advocating team if that's not what you want, but you can be more efficient and have a greater impact. Just like Karen Hoffman was talking about, be able to expand your impact with that brand clarity, with the systems. That's how you brand your purpose and live your brand. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Yay. Thank you so much, Tiffany. That was brilliant, the way that you modeled what it looks like to have brand clarity. You're a very engaging speaker, and we've seen you walk your talk. And I just want to add, there's one more piece, the behind the scenes of what you do that makes you successful. And I think that is your follow through, your ability to follow up with people, your ability to be consistent, and that you are always a great role model for us to see you do that, and you do it brilliantly. And I think that is part of one of your brilliant systems. So if you have any questions for Tiffany, please put it in the chat, because we want to just stay on board with timing, and that way we can kind of get those sort of popcorn style through, and Tiffany can answer any questions. If not, if there are no questions, any comments for her? She'd love to be cheered up, because it always takes great chutzpah to get on stage and share your light with others. And her Facebook group really says it all. So if you go to that, click join, that's how you get in touch with her. Thank you, Missy, for pulling up the our PowerPoint.
Tiffany's Facebook page is on there too, so. if
Yeah.
anyone
Oh,
wants to
thank
get that.
you.
Oh, except it's spelled wrong. It's loan, L-O-N-E, not
Oh,
loan
good
like a
Lord.
financial loan. I don't do loans.
That, you,
I can't give you money.
Right.
that would
I'll
have
just help
been
you
me.
be clear and make money.
So, thank you, Tiffany. I would love to make sure that we save enough time for Bridget. She is, but before we do, just take one moment. I have to go pee, and you might need to as well. So let's meet back here, grab some water or a snack, and we are going to hear a personal story from Bridget Renee in exactly 2 minutes.
So
And-
Sheva, there are a couple of questions in the chat. So can we do this simultaneously? If anybody needs a bio break,
yes.
go do that. But I'm going to answer those questions, and we
Please,
can chat
thank
a little bit more
you.
until you come back.
Thank you. Thank you for just, saying what your needs are.
Yeah, perfect. All right.
Boundary.
Thank you.
Great.
All right. So if you need to go, you've got permission to go do a bio break if you need to. There was a quick question. I think Bridget said, what are your goals for the Solo Collaborative community? That's a great question. So this has been an interesting process for me, because I've decided that this is going to be a collaborative community. So me and my planner would like to go into planner mode and plan it all out. And what I've actually decided is that we can be stronger together. And so that's why we're trying to build it together. So my personal goals are deep connection, collective wisdom, and right knowledge, timely knowledge. So now what does that mean? That means in a virtual world, for solopreneurs who tend to work in a vacuum, I want us to have a deep virtual connection. I want us to find the right people, have those connections, and yes, even in a virtual world. I want to share our collective wisdom, because I believe that rising tides raise all ships. So I want us to have a place where we can share our own wisdom and receive wisdom from each other to grow our businesses. And then the timely knowledge. I have wasted so much time on courses and things that I've purchased that was not the right time for me. And so making sure that we can get the right information when we need it, I think is really important. Now, some of the things that have come out of the group is they want to be able to give to each other, but they also want to get the value for themselves. Like there was a clear message that if this is not going to prove valuable for me, then it's not the community for me. And I wholeheartedly agree. So we're now working on how is this all going to come out. And you know, so I imagine there will be speakers, probably some masterminds, and who knows what else. I mean, the possibilities are endless, and that's what I'm so excited about. So, and there was a question about so somebody had two businesses, one with employees, but the other solo. Absolutely. It's like, I'm not going to police anybody, and Sheva's back. But the idea is that if we're the ones who the buck stops with, no matter what, even like I have a VA, I have designers, I have copywriters, so I have a team, but everything stops with me. So it's just kind of that mindset of being that solopreneur, kind of responsible for everything. So I hope that answers all the questions. I don't see anything else, and I'm going to turn it right back over to Sheva. Good timing.
Thank you so much, Tiffany. I would love to introduce our next speaker for our personal story, Bridget Renee. Bridget Renee is well known for success in her life coaching practice. She works with those looking to reduce life's pressures by modifying limiting thoughts and behaviors in order to create their desired life. She facilitates personal development and wellness in the lives of individuals, families, and organizations. She is an author and course creator and obtained her psychology degree from Central Methodist University in Fuller, Missouri. She also studied industrial organizational psychology, fascinating, child development, and office systems and technologies. So she's also a systems nerd like us and has multiple coaching certificate and has been a life coach for over 15 years and a business consultant the majority of the last 25 years. Bridget is full of life and enjoys exploring, playing, and expressing freely. By embracing her own freedom, she creates a safe space for others to do the same. She strives to be a blessing to herself and others through healthy interactions, and does so by giving and receiving unconditional love, acceptance freely, and by living her primary values, which are honesty, respect, and compassion. Bridget's truest joys come from spending time in reciprocal relationships with creator, family, friends, colleagues, and clients. She specializes in emotional regulation, behavior modification, communications mastery, relationship coaching, leadership training, habit formation, and spiritual healing. Bridget lives her ultimate goal, which is to reduce life's pressures in order to facilitate a fulfilling life of significance, joy, and peace. She does this by educating her clients on personal ways to walk in grace and gratitude daily through neural pathway development programs. And Bridget, we can't wait to hear from you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Tiffany, does this sound better? I've got my earbuds in. Okay.
Yeah, sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you. One of our children lives in Boulder, Colorado, and I dropped him off at the airport. So I'm coming to you from our SUV. It's interesting. Can I see the little thing up there? I think it says against all odds. I thought that was an interesting caption. I think that's what it said.
You got it, Missy?
Against all odds. Yeah. I think that's really interesting because Karen Hoffman, when you and I spoke, we kind of talked about when dreams come true. And that's what I thought about talking about. But it was
Oh,
against, it was,
it
okay,
was
but,
Madrid.
and this is just how things just evolve. I couldn't go with When Dreams Come True because it was against all odds that dreams come true. So I don't know where that came from, but whoever did that,
Yay.
yeah. So, my little bio thing there, it sounds so great. And when people look at my life and my family's life and our businesses, everything looks so, I don't know, peaches and cream. It's, you know, and so my husband and I are definitely living our dreams, and it's an exciting time in life. And, but, it didn't start there. And my dreams didn't come true until I had a mindset that was conducive to allow that to unfold. And so that in reality was against all odds. And there was a lot of things that I had to defeat in order to make that happen, all of which were internal, by the way. And those restrictions and limitations that were on my life were really about limiting mindsets that I have, which is a BS of better, which the last time I was on, we kind of talked about that. So I've written 4 books, but this one is the one that I've published just last month. And it's gotten great reviews, and I'm so excited for the response. But the idea behind the book, someone said to me, "Oh my goodness," I've had multiple people say, "Oh, you're a published author. What's that like?" And I'm like, it's still the same as it did the day before I published it. I don't, you know. So I thought a lot about dreams, and I live a very blessed life. But I believe it's because I believe I live a very blessed life. Does that make sense? Like, my life is blessed because I know my life is blessed. And I have joy and peace because I know joy and peace are available to me. And I choose behaviors and mindsets, and I do modifications in my thoughts to ensure that I stay in a mindset of gratitude and peace. And perhaps the reason that I can do that so freely now is because was I come from, even in from the time of infancy until I was in my mid 20s, I came from severe poverty, trauma, abuse of all different sorts. And so I fought really hard to develop healthy neural pathways in my brain so that my mind could live in a state of gratitude and peace and freedom and joy. And I fight for that. And so it's not that things do not occur that make life challenging, they do, but I refuse to be stifled by that. So one of the things that I was thinking about is I've been thinking a lot about these mindsets, and I've looked at my own mindset, and I remember like just trying to survive, like as a young person and as a mother of 5 and in a blended family, just trying to graduate from college 3 times, and just the stress of life, just trying to survive um, was really difficult. And I remember being in that state of mind for a very long season, feeling I didn't know that there was an alternative. And then I think, like after I was graduating college and I was seeing more opportunities open up, I moved into kind of a position where I was striving, and it was like, go do. And I kind of I went from a human being to human doing. And it's like, yes, check this off my list. And and I still have lots of lists because I'm not naturally organized. So I have lots of lists, and that's how I accomplish things. And I'm grateful for the tools. And I love systems, Tiffany. That's so important. I love systems. Um, but this idea, this mindset of striving is just so exhausting. And we see that just dominating our society now. I don't know if any of you all, kind of look around you or maybe even experience that in your own mind, but it's like, okay, and today I've got to do this and I've got to do that. it's just go, go, go. And what I realized over the last couple of years, my mother passed away in 2018, and things just really shifted for me. And I thought I kind of saw life as just much more fleeting. And so I decided that I wanted to do more than survive and strive. And so I just thought, I'd really like to thrive. And so how do we define that? Like, what do you think thrive is? What do you think the difference between thriving and surviving and striving would be? Does anybody have any thoughts? I'd like to collaborate with you all. Michelle?
Yeah, so I love that you're bringing this up because I work with the breast cancer community, and I hate the term survive when we talk about survivors of breast cancer, because in my mind, I prefer thrive, that they're thriving, because we all survived something, right? You just said you went through a lot of different things. So at any given point along people's journeys, individual journeys, we're all surviving, right? There's been something we've survived, something we've overcome, some obstacle or challenge. So I just think it's more uplifting to be referring them to as thrivers, because they refuse to, to let that kind of overtake them. So it's a mindset, like you said.
And Tiffany, I'm not sure if that was you raising your hand. I'm sorry, Tracy. Was that you just?
Oh, no, I just gave a thumbs up. I like what
Okay.
Michelle had to say.
Thank you, Michelle. Yeah, for sharing that. I know for me, I think about this all the time too, about I will share after Jenny. Jenny, go ahead.
Oh, no, don't put yourself, you go first. Please do. You
So
start
sweet.
talking.
One of you just go.
So for me, thriving means that I have time to make food and sit down with people I love and eat with them and not inhale my food, but I can really enjoy being in the moment. That I have one down day a week where I can do laundry and catch up with chores and just not feel like I'm rushing through life and always having a but that I have that deep belly breath. And so I'm always looking at, questioning, how am I showing up balanced?
So I'm hearing in what Michelle said, it's thriving is kind of a powerful state of mind instead of like more of a victim state of mind. And then I'm hearing in Shova is kind of present, like being present, being able to feel the moment and enjoy the moment. So powerful and present. I love that. Jenny, did you have a thought?
Well, I just love what everyone is saying here. So for me, striving is I'm making my best effort to be excellent in whatever it is I'm trying to accomplish. And if I thrive, then I'm in abundance and I can have freedom. But freedom is one of my most cherished qualities, is to have that. And so if you're thriving, then you can also bring other people with you and help them have that sense of peace and abundance as well.
So that resonates with me as well. It's a sense of accomplishment and freedom. That's beautiful. So powerful. So if we're thriving, it's powerful and present and accomplishing and experiencing freedom. So my thought of that is, and I think the reason I was really thinking about that this morning was because we all have this idea of what thriving looks like. But I think in the day-to-day operations of life, we don't really stop to think, And the reason I wrote the BS of Better and Other Limiting Language is just to help us be more aware of our mindsets and the language that we use on a daily basis. Like you said, Michelle, if you say, I'm a cancer survivor, or you say I'm thriving despite cancer, there's a different mindset. It brings a different energy. And that's what the BS of Better and Other Limiting Language book was about. And what my objective is, my personal objective in my career, is to reduce life's pressures. So I looked up the word thrive today, and it said to prosper and flourish. And then the original term meant to grasp or get a hold of. And then the Middle English meant to grow and increase. And I think in my own personal life, that really resonates, because for me, I want to grow. And an increase is fine, but it doesn't have to be tangible, you know. So I feel like the successes that I have acquired over the years, I mean, most of you probably don't know, but some of you I'm friends with on here, so you know. But my husband and I own a very successful part-time service business. It's a six-figure company. It's doubling in, you know, every year it's doubling. And we just built our little dream cabin on a few acres of private property, and all 5 of our children are healthy and grown and thriving. And we're just really blessed. And you know, we have a beautiful relationship, and we're blessed with so many beautiful friends. And I have a wonderful spiritual connection with my creator. And but the reality is, what I really would like to say is that those things didn't come and then I acquired peace and joy and freedom. So it was the mindset shift. It was this paradigm shift. It was this connection with self, connection with creator, connection with others, and being vulnerable and trusting. And that opened the door for all of these dreams to come true. And so my thought for the day is that when we're ready for our dreams to come true, they do. And Tiffany, I think you talked about identity and like having to know who you are. And there was quite a few years ago, right after Gateway to Dreams opened up, and I came, and Karen, I don't know if you remember, but I spoke one time in this little, and I was trying to explain my dreams, you know, before I had my 60-second elevator pitch. And I did not even know who I was. And these beautiful mentors, Bill talked to me, and even Bill's wife, and Karen, you talked to me, and it's like, help me to understand, like, we don't really know where are you wanting to go? I didn't know. I didn't know. And I was so limited by my mindset of trying to strive and do what I thought I was supposed to do. And so Gateway to Dreams has been a beautiful support for me over the years during my developing and, you know, unfolding of my dreams coming true. But I think the final point that I would say is our dreams come true after we have the mindset shift to create a healthy environment for that to unfold. That has to come first. And what happens is, when you achieve something that maybe let's say I published this book. Yes, this is one of my little dreams come true. Yay. What changed? Nothing, because we have this. It's called this adaptation level phenomenon theory. Has anybody heard of that? I've kind of talked about this before, but when you achieve something, so let's say there's 5,000 steps, and we go, oh, I'm never going to make it to 5,000 steps, but my goal is to make it to 3,000 steps. Yes, I can do this. And we're working, and we finally, after 5 years, get to step 3,000. Then we're on that step 3,000 we're happy. And we're like, yes, for all of 2 seconds. And then we're like, now what? Those same limiting thoughts, the same limitations that we had before, the same frustrations, we take that with us from dream to dream. So it has to be a shift in mindset. And that is represented by our words, what we say, by our actions, you know, what we do, how we treat one another. And so I want to challenge all of you ladies today. One of the greatest gifts I give myself is to stop a few times to every day and say, what are you feeling right now? What did your words that you say within the last few hours reflect? How are you communicating? What are your feelings about your spouse or your colleague? What's it reflecting about you today, Bridget? And just this sense of self-reflection, because when we grow and increase internally, that is dreams coming true. That is success. That's thriving.
Thank you so much, Bridget. I really, really appreciate that share. I just wanted to let you know that your words about your gratitude for Gateway and how it helped you clarify who you are, what your identity is, and also developing that habit to hold the space for the life that you want, and instead of longing for the life, you created the habit of loving your life. And I just I love that you're such a great role model for us. And your story was so beautiful and a great reminder. um was there any questions or follow-up comments from anyone? Feel free to put it in the chat or in
Tracy had written that she loves the word thrive. And Jana Gamble said, this was beautiful, sister. Thank you for sharing and being transparent about your path to your present space. Congratulations on your journey. You had mentioned the empowered, abundant, blessed, present, freedom, accomplishment. Jenny Grace, thank you for such a positive message. You focus not on past problems, but about being happy right now.
and Bridget,
Thank
did you
you
want
for
to
that.
go ahead? Did you want to say anything else?
Yes, I do. If I was going to, I'm not an advice giver because I'm a firm believer that you each know what you have need of in each day that you have. And when you stop and listen to yourself, you'll find it. Collaborators, yes, I love collaboration. And referrals, yes, I love that. But for me, and I've worked with hundreds and hundreds of clients over the years, what I've always found to be true is that it starts in the mirror, and we can't give what we don't have. So when I started looking in the mirror and loving myself, not in a narcissistic way, but just in a genuine appreciation for life itself, and just loving myself and loving my life in the moment that I was in, my world shifted. And every dream that I could imagine has come true. And to be honest with you, other than maybe getting some more speaking engagements so that I can let more people know about the book, I really don't know what my next dream is going to be. I'm not sure. So that's my new journey now. So love the mirror, ladies. It's beautiful.
Well, that's just modeling that you are so deeply grateful for where you are now. You've already trained yourself. So that longing for becoming better is no longer plaguing you. You are, you are. And I was wondering, can you just share with us that term that you use as a replacement for better? Because so many of us are like, oh, let's be your best self. I think I even noticed I said that in our grounding meditation. And I've been trying to be mindful of sharing a different way to say that. What was that term?
Yeah. And it's not that we never use better, or terms like that. And the BS of Better program it has a lot of terms in there that really just represent limiting mindset. And so when we explore the language, then we can identify and process what might be holding us back. So, but as far as like better, what comes after, let's see, there's good, and then there's better, and then there's best. But if I'm best, what's Tiffany? Is Tiffany best too? Like it's almost like this comparative, it brings up a lot of limitations. So what I like to say is, in this moment right now, what works, what will work in this moment right now. And I don't know what I'm going to know when I'm in my 60s. I'm in my 50s right now. So I'm completely aware that better, if I'm going to use that word, when better comes up, what can I be doing better here? Then I can say, oh, what would work? What would serve myself? What would serve others in meeting the objectives that we're looking to meet, right? Whether it's me personally or as a group. So working versus not working is really helpful.
You know, we want to go ahead and pull back. We're supposed to end at 10:30, and all of this is hard to break away from when you're hearing really good stuff. So I want us to kind of for people to reach out, to get to know you, to check out the BS of Better and learn more. And
Thank you. You can get it on Amazon if you want to look it up. Thank you, Karen. Thank you,
yeah.
Shona.
And I think if we can turn it over to Missy right now. Missy?
Yes, ma'am.
You want to show our board and we're going to skip over testimonials for interest of time. We don't have Dawn Berry's picture on there, which you now have, so you can add that next month.
That's right. I forgot Dawn had joined.
Yeah. But she's new to our board. So the American Family, Dawn Berry, is now part of the Gateway to Dreams board. The support that we get from this board, and I do want to say, me, I'm in a program with Kathy Lambert, and it's about raising funds for Gateway. So I have took on a big, hairy, audacious goal of raising $200,000 in 3 months, which I started at 50 and I just kept pushing myself to go bigger, and it's making me think bigger. So I know to many of you, it will sound completely crazy, and it started out sounding crazy, but the more I held on to 200,000, the more ideas I am getting. So if anybody knows another corporate sponsor or anybody wants to donate, but in changing that mindset, which Bridget was just talking about, from someone who's, sometimes hesitant to ask for $30 a month. Now, we got a $2,500 gift last week, and 2 other $2,500 gifts and a $2,000 sponsorship. So I'm going for the goal of 200,000. Anybody wants to help me, I'd appreciate it. But,
Rosie needs to clean. That's the way to do it.
huh? What?
She said, that's the way. I like it.
All right. And Missy, you have and the volunteers.
I'm just letting you run away with it right now.
I'm sorry. Sometimes I do that. I just take over and I don't mean to.
You're good. You're in the flow. So
well, I'm trying to watch our time. It's 10:27. So, yes. But you do have a closing quote.
I do.
And for those that don't know, Missy started her own radio show, Sage. Is it Sage Advice or what is it?
Sage Advice with Melissa.
And that's the name of her company?
The company Sage Skincare.
Well, but it's all sagey.
It's all sage. It's all sage. All goodness. So, I came across this quote, and it says, "Do not follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail." And I do believe this is what Gateway to Dreams stands for. It's all about paving the way and helping others and being your best. So in closing, we always close with Miss Pookie Lee's song that Karen absolutely loves. So I am going to turn it back over to Tiffany. She's going to mute us all, and we will listen, and wishing you all a blessed and beautiful day.
Thank you, Sheva, for emceeing, and thanks everyone for joining us today.
Yes, great to see everybody. I am going to mute everyone, so but I still want to see your mouths moving, singing along.
Nobody will hear you.
Do you see the words? No. Well, that's a problem.
Am responsible. I am responsible to leave the world a better place. I am responsible. I am responsible. I am responsible to leave the world a better place. Looking around the world, and what do I see? So many things in a state of need, pain and suffering all around me. I won't stand by and just let this be, 'cause I am responsible. I am responsible. I am responsible to leave the world a better place. Everywhere, everyone wants to be free. Some look around and say, it's not me. How can they close their eyes and not see? It all comes down to me. Because I am responsible. I am responsible. I am responsible to leave the world a better place. I said I am responsible. I am responsible. I am responsible to leave the world a better place. I'm reliable, accountable, dependable, invincible. I'm capable, incredible, responsible. I'm reliable, accountable, dependable, invincible. I'm capable, incredible, responsible. 'Cause I am responsible. I am responsible. I am responsible to leave the world a better place. I say I am responsible. I am responsible. I am responsible to leave the world a better place. I said I am responsible. I am responsible. I am responsible to leave the world a better place. To leave the world a better place. To leave the world a better place. Come on and leave the world a better place. Yeah.
All right, everybody, have a great month.
Thank you.